I was so excited for baseball to be back yesterday that for whatever reason, I thought it would be a good idea to go out and get a brand new wood bat because I was so excited. We have Aaron Judge not laying out in spring training. A lot of people giving him slack, so we'll talk about that in just a moment. We have Nolan Arenado making his debut for the Cardinals, and then a ton of top prospects either made an impact or we saw them get a few ABs and defensive opportunities. So I have a feeling that 2021 is going to be the year where baseball blows up even more. However, blackouts are still a thing, and I wanted to rant about it for about 10 seconds because they have to go. I watched one game, then the Dodgers were about to face the A's. I was super excited. I had to turn my TV off because I can't install a VPN on my TV. I know NBA and NFL does it as well, but baseball, they have to get ahead of the curve. Blackouts, they gots to go. So if you're brand new to the channel, we do this every single day. Do not be afraid to hit that subscribe button because this is the best place to be if you want to stay updated on the game of baseball. Now, in regards to the spring training recaps, we're going to focus on storylines and players, not teams, because you can't really learn a lot about teams in spring training because so many different players are playing. But for example, today is March 1st, which means that's 3-1 day. So bullies like this fella right here are messaging me nonstop. 3-1, I love you guys so much. And if that's not bad enough, Francisco Lindor is also making his debut, so it's double bad for me. Trevor Bauer is going to be making his debut for the Dodgers, so today is going to be absolutely wild. Now we're going to go ahead and kickstart today's video before we talk about the Yankees fans booing a Astros player, kind of, because he's not on the Astros, but he's the brother of someone who was on the 2017 Astros. I thought it was funny, but a little bit weird in my opinion. Angel Hernandez, by far the worst umpire in all of baseball. Take a look, because he's already in midseason form.
And the 1-1. Angel Hernandez is in midseason form.
Yeah. Let's not make this game too fast, Angel.
I mean, that ball is right down the middle. I'm not sure what he's doing, but I can already tell that he is going to cause many fights and many arguments in the 2021 season, and he's going to be ejecting a lot of people. Now, staying on the topic of Angel, we're going to talk about the Angels because yesterday, their pitching staff only allowed 2 hits in 7 innings versus the Giants, and that makes me think, are they going to be kind of underappreciated going into the season? Are they going to be better than we expected? And also, a report came out that Shohei Ohtani hit triple digits. He was throwing 100 miles an hour in his bullpen session. That's insane. If Ohtani is healthy, baseball is going to be so much more popular this year. So the Yankees versus Blue Jays game started off with Aaron Judge kind of misplaying a ball out in right field, and I made a video clowning on him, but I was not serious. If he actually laid out, I would think less of him because, dude, it's spring training. You're Aaron Judge. What you're most known for is hitting baseballs very far, yes, but you're also known for getting injured a lot. So do not lay yourself on the line in spring training. That is not the timing. Do not do that. Please, for the love of God, stay healthy. So I actually respect his decision. Now, in the following at-bat, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. came up to the dish. And if you don't know, he's the brother of Willie Gurriel, who was part of the 2017 trash can banging scandal with the Astros. So the Yankees thought, you know what? We haven't had an opportunity to boo the Astros, so let's boo his brother. So it's guilty by association. That's pretty much what they went for. So the game ended with a Blue Jays getting a W, and the only thing I really have to say is the Blue Jays offense is going to be ridiculous this year. Now the Orioles, maybe not so much. They're in the same division. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to compete, but one storyline that I'm going to be following for the entirety of the 2021 season is Trey Mancini. He had a standing ovation yesterday, and then he delivered with a base hit after overcoming colon cancer. So I just wanted to go ahead, give him a little golf clap, because it's an amazing story, and I want you guys to appreciate Mancini because the dude can absolutely rake. So today we're going to see Trevor Bauer and Francisco Lindor make their debuts for the new squads, but yesterday we saw Nolan Arenado make his St. Louis Cardinal debut, and unfortunately for him, he came up with the bases loaded and got robbed on a borderline check swing call. You guys can let me know in the comment section down below what you think, but to me, he looks really good in that Cardinal red. And also the Nationals with Victor Robles, they looked pretty solid as well. Keep an eye out for Victor Robles. This might be the year he breaks out as an offensive player. Now, the next few minutes, we're going to go ahead and talk about some young prospects that are going to make a big splash in the 2021 season. We have Jazz Chisholm hitting an absolute nuke for the Marlins, and then also Lewis Brinson, who was the main player in the Christian Yelich trade back when he was on the Brewers. So it was Lewis Brinson in exchange for Christian Yelich, and so far, he's been one of the worst players in professional baseball. But is this the year where he kind of has a Byron Buxton kind kind of 2020 season where he breaks out and he actually fills the mold of a top player or a top outfielder in baseball. I don't really see it, but I do really like his swing. It's short, compact, and he's an athlete, so I always like the ceilings for athletes who decide to play baseball. So the sky's the limit for Lewis Brinson. He just has to put the ball in play more often because he has a big-time strikeout issue. But Jazz Chisholm and the Marlins, they're going to be fun to watch. So about 2 weeks ago, we talked about the president of the Mariners, I believe his name was Kevin Mather, coming out and saying that they were holding back Logan Gilbert and Jared Kelenic because they did not want to start the service time for their top prospects. And then he came out and said that Julio Rodriguez does not speak good English. Well, yesterday, it was a full circle moment because Julio, he drove in Jared Kelenic to give the Mariners a walk-off W, just poetic justice. I truly believe that Julio and Jared, just like he said on Twitter yesterday, they're going to be driving each other in for a long time, and I'm here for it. The Mariners are just as exciting and young as the Marlins. However, the Mariners are better than the Marlins now, maybe. I don't know. Who do you think is better right now, the Mariners or the Marlins? One other player in that game that I want to mention is Jorge Oña of the San Diego Padres. He might have the most pop in all of baseball, but because he's on the Padres, he's fighting for a spot. Expect him to get traded probably towards the trade deadline, or if they hold on to him, he could be a big-time power supply for all of you fantasy guys, so keep that name in mind, Jorge Oña. Three other teams I want to break down real quick. We have the Red Sox, the Rays, and the Cleveland Indians because they brought up some of their better prospects, starting off with the Red Sox and Jeter Downs. Jeter Downs, in my opinion, is going to be a star in the future, and he was the biggest piece of the Mookie Betts trade. So it was Mookie Betts and David Price from the Red Sox in exchange for pretty much Jeter Downs and a few other players from the Dodgers, and I believe that he's going to be a megastar. I believe that he is going to be a star in the future, kind of like the second coming of Dustin Pedroia, but probably not as good. Wander Franco and Vidal Brujan had a few at-bats yesterday for the Tampa Bay Rays, and I'm pretty sure that the Rays are okay with trading away Charlie Morton and Blake Snell because they have so many good pieces offensively that maybe they can get in a few shootouts and actually come out with a few W's in the next few years because Franco and Brujan, they're fast, they're great at fielding, they make contact, they're going to be disgusting for the next decade in my opinion. And then also Nolan Jones and Tyler Freeman got a few at-bats for the Indians. They are going to be vital if we're going to stay relevant in the Central. The pitching staff is going to be fantastic, but because our outfield usually sucks and we lost Francisco Lindor and Carlos Santana, these two guys are going to have to produce. Even as rookies, I'm expecting big things from them. If they don't produce, it's going to be a long year for us. Yvonne Nova was supposed to be a guy that added depth to the Phillies rotation, and yesterday he got torched for 5 earned runs in 1/3 of an inning, so he didn't even go a full inning. He was supposed to be that guy as a 5 or 6 starter to really give some cushion between Chase Anderson and Matt Moore. I am very worried about the Phillies rotation. I know that it's spring training and he's just getting warmed up, but he did not look good for one at-bat. We also have Willie Castro of the Tigers, who had a pretty good breakout 2020 season. He is looking to keep raking in 21 after homering in that Phillies game. And then also we saw Andrew Benintendi make his debut for the Royals. He went 0-for-0 with a walk. And then Austin Gomber for the Rockies made his debut in that game. He was probably the best pitcher acquired in the Nolan Arenado trade. So a lot of moving pieces, a lot of stuff to keep in mind. But that's pretty much it for yesterday's games. And then also Joey Gallo knocked in 2 runs. So if Gallo is back to 2019 All-Star version of himself, maybe the Rangers won't suck as bad. All right, everyone. Well, that does it for today's spring training recap. Hopefully you're more caught up because, again, we're not going to focus on how good this team is, how good that team is. We're going to talk about the storylines, top prospects, the best players that deserve a spot on the 40-man roster when the season actually takes place. Rob Brantley of the Yankees, keep that name in your mind as well because Gary Sanchez has not been very good. Kyle Higashioka, we don't know if he's going to be able to rake, and also Robinson Chirinos, who knows about him? But Brantley, at 30 years old, he has some sneaky pop as evident by an absolute nuke he hit yesterday. But we're going to end today's video with a few college baseball clips because if you're not watching college baseball, these kids, their egos are enormous and I love it. They go absolutely wild. Take a look for yourself. And if you see a college baseball game on your TV, hopefully you watch it because these guys are the stars of the future. Stay safe out there. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Peace out.
ACC series.
Oh my goodness.
That ball was hit, Sean. I watched the outfielders, Jordan Anderson in center, and Kyle Hess in left field.
Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee, yep.
0-2. Got him! UNCG
at one point trailed 7-0. They battle back and pull the upset.